Hakea, a small town in the southwest of Western Australia that was created purely for the sawing and kiln drying of Jarrah. Hakea was located 43 kilometres southwest of Boddington and 42 kilometres southeast of Dwellingup. This little mill town operated from 1926 through to 1952. Times were tough at Hakea. The town only had one car but utilised horse and cart for the majority of travelling and carting of timber. The housing for Hakea residents was very basic, and the residents relied on off-cut timber for heating and a kerosene primers for cooking and kerosene also for lanterns within the home. Hakea had one school with a single teacher, a town hall that was used for meetings, dances and theatre. The town also had a general store, a post office, a surgery and a billiard room, not forgetting the small tennis court. Generally though, for the people whom lived in Hakea, it was hard work. The sole purpose of Hakea was to fell Jarrah trees and then with horse and cart move these huge logs through bushland into the mill. It was in the mill that these Jarrah trees would be sawn into usable building material sizes and then kiln dried. The equipment at the mill was run on steam, as were the trains that collected the sawn timber from Hakea and other local mill towns. This timber was shipped to larger cities to be used as building supplies. This is where the story of Hakea becomes interesting for my family. My grandfather, Joseph Gabriel Berishan, worked on the mill for many years and was married to my grandmother, Alice Minnie Berishan. They and their children, Alec, Ray, Betty, Morris and Lynette, lived in a mill home alongside many other families that also worked on the mill, including Joseph and Alice's daughter, Mari, who had married a gentleman named Digger Sharman. Digger and Mari resided 5 doors up from my grandparents' mill home, with their only daughter, Dawn. All seemed to be going well until May 24, 1948, when Joseph Berishan suffered a heart attack. And although being rushed by Hakea's sole motor vehicle to Dwellingup, he died along the way with the driver of the vehicle and his son Ray in the car. Joseph was later buried at Dwellingup Cemetery. In the year of 1961, a large percentage of Dwellingup and surrounding areas were destroyed by fire, and amongst the losses were some birth and death records, and also many parts of the cemetery. Due to this fire, many of the graves in Dwellingup Cemetery are unmarked as they cannot determine who was buried where. So at this point in time, we are not sure of the exact location of Joseph Berishan due to lack of records, but we do know that he is in the Catholic section of the cemetery. Once the funeral had taken place, because Hakea was purely a milling town and that the only people living there were mill employees, Alice Berishan was requested to vacate their mill home and relocate elsewhere. That was a huge undertaking for Alice, whom had just lost her husband and had very little money. For the coming years, Alice, Morris and Lynette couch surfed until eventually finding a government assistant home within the city of Perth. Alice always wanted to, but never returned to Hakea. Alice passed away at the age of 64 on the 8th of January 1963. Lynette Berishan, my mother, like her mother, always wanted to return to Hakea, but was never given the opportunity. Recently, however, after some research, I decided to take her back to try and find the first home that my mother ever knew, Hakea.
Hey Mum, we found Hakea.
Can't believe it. Yes. I'm always sorry that they didn't bring my mum up here. Because she would have liked to have seen it before she died too.
Oh, it's beautiful, Mum.
But I didn't know where it was.
No, and look, we're lucky to find it. Also, we've not been canvassing the whole blooming Dwellingup hill range for a long time.
I don't know what this is. It's like an old pumping station or something. Big holes dug in the ground. Massive big trenches. It's quite dangerous. Very dangerous. Sort of massive big trenches. Massive big trenches dug in the ground. It's hard to imagine what this would have been used for. Pieces of old chain, some old pins, no doubt used for something, and this is all concrete. Concrete. All bits of machinery, some sort of machinery, whatever that might be, scattered through here. The more you look, the more you find. But this is Hakea. My mother was raised here until the age of 7, born in Dwellingup, brought back to Hakea to work the mine with her dad and mum and sister, but they've basically got all this new pine growth in here now, but there are relics of the Hakea Mill from I think 1920 something through to 1947, something like that, all the way through here. But a lot of memorabilia of lives that have lived, loved and lost in this exact area. Some old machinery, some massive big ropes, concrete blocks, pins, all sorts of stuff just sitting on the side. Exactly what it all was for and how it worked, I don't know.